Welcome back to the Tech Sector. Today we are talking about my mining journey. How I went from using my old PC with a 980 Ti to what I have now with like 40 plus GPUs. It's been pretty crazy so far. So I'm gonna dive into that in just 1 second. But first I want to apologize again to all my subscribers on my last video, which I posted like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I said I apologize. I will post more content, and then as my life goes, I became extremely busy and I've been doing quite a bit of traveling, so I do apologize for that. But I've now cleared up 2 days a week and I will be in New York for quite some time, so I will be making quite a lot of videos. For those of you that care about my skyline, it made the trip from New York to New Hampshire and back without any issues, so that really proved to me right there that the car is really reliable, and I'm probably going to keep it for quite some time. So if you guys want to follow my car build and journey and stuff like that, I'll put a link in the description to my car channel. I'm going to be posting a video really soon about how I installed the front mount intercooler. So now back to mining. I started off with my old wall PC. I'll throw a picture of that up right now, and that was a Xeon with a 980 Ti. I posted a few videos about it on my channel. It was a really nice, clean, simple build that I spent a lot of, way too much time on, and I cut every single corner I can to make it as much of a budget PC as possible, a budget setup, generally speaking. And it was really hot in my room. I really couldn't deal with the heat, so I brought that entire setup, well, just the board itself, down to my basement, and I literally laid it sideways. And because it was a server board, I was able to have a few more slots in it. So I put in my 980 Ti and a 1060. Had those mining. It was making a few dollars, but nothing crazy. Nothing really worth me getting a lot of hardware to get into. So I did not jump straight into it. As I got GPUs, that's how I went. And that's how I'm actually going to play the clip right now of how I really got started into the whole mining thing. Alright guys, I'm not entirely sure if this video will ever get posted, but I'm recording it just because future purposes, whatever. Anyways, what I'm doing today is I'm building a mining rig. So this is my current mining rig. It's a 980 Ti with a GTX 1060 on a Xeon motherboard with ECC RAM and all that stuff, but this is actually one of my main PCs that I'm using to mine, so I don't want to use the setup anymore. I went ahead and I got a motherboard that has 6 PCI ports on it. I've got a Intel Pentium G3258, 8 gigs of DDR3, which I already had. I didn't have to buy this or any of that stuff. I also picked up a 1070 Ti to add to the setup. I picked up a few other ones, so I'm waiting for them to come in the mail. Now that you know the materials, it will be going on that. Yes, that's right. I'll be mounting computer stuff onto that wine rack. I found it laying around my house, and I decided that is the cheapest way for me to create a GPU mining rig, to have all 6 GPUs mining without any issues, with adequate cooling, and an easy way for me to just mount my motherboard underneath without having to build an entire mining rack. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff set up. I'm going to test fit the 1070 Ti onto that, and we'll get started. So as you guys saw, I literally had my PC sideways, and then I actually did build it into that wine rack. And I put a few GPUs into that, had that running for some time, earned a few dollars, but I did not cash anything in. So I did not want to spend a lot of money on it, but I wanted to create a frame specifically for it, so I had my friend make me a frame out of wood, and it came out pretty good. He was like, what the hell is this going to be used for? And I was like, for mining. And he got a little bit into mining too after he built me that frame. But I was able to get my hands on a few 1070 Ti's, dropped them all in the frame, and I was like, that's it. I'm not getting any more GPUs. I'm just building this one 1070 Ti rig. I'm gonna let it mine for me. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. 40 GPUs later, probably went a little crazy with it, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is that I did not know much about mining at the time, and just like everyone else, there was not a lot of information about it out there, so it was a lot of trial and error. I spent a lot of time messing around with different configurations, which ways I would place the GPUs and the fans and things of that sort. Then I realized, you know what, crypto might actually be worth something someday. So I started spending a little bit more time researching more and more about it in my spare time. And I basically ended up picking up GPUs here and there whenever I can. So I picked up like a 1080 Ti on sale. I picked up another 1060 on sale. I picked up quite a few 1060s actually on sale, and that's how come I ended up getting the 1060 rig. But the few random GPUs I had, I ended up going back to the wine rack, and I created another little system inside the wine rack with I think a 1080, a 1080 Ti, and a 1060. And as a little bit more time went on, I saw these 1060s on a crazy good sale. So I bought like 3 or 4 of them, and I put them sideways on one of my PCs. Obviously, that was not going to cut it. So I ended up having to build another mining frame. And then I was like, you know what? Pushing my luck here. Maybe I should not do this. I'm spending quite a bit of money on it. And I couldn't spend any money on my cars because I was spending all that money on the mining rigs. But I was like, so confident that crypto was going somewhere. And remember, this was way back in 2017, so it was the market's not as bad then. Well, actually, I was making a lot less then than I am now, so the market is still good, you know. I wasn't doing so well. I mean, if you look at the money back then, it was like just a few dollars a day. It really was not worth it at all, but it was all in the hopes that crypto would be something one day. And of course, the dream came through for everybody in December 2017 and January 2018. For people like me that got in earlier, it was really beneficial. For the people that got in really early, I'm talking years ago, man, they made off like literally like millionaires. But for me, I was more than able to pay off all my rigs and have some extra change in my pocket, so I was really happy about that. And as far as the mining frames go, it was basically copy and paste. I just replicated my friend's measurements and I made 2 more frames. And one frame was just for the 1060s, the other frame was for the 1080s I had. And I started to realize, you know what? I have 2 1050s also from some other builds that I did for some friends. Maybe I should do a 1050 rig, but I did not want to build an entire frame specifically just for the 1050s, and that's how the window mining rig was born. I saw a bath towel, I realized, hey, it'll fit in the spot, and whoops, and that's how come I ended up building the window mining PC, which I absolutely love. That thing's a boss, and it looks really cool. I'll throw up a picture of it here right now. So I now had the window mining PC, and as you can see, I had all 3 of my main rigs up and running. So it was a total of 4 rigs, and I realized I don't have space for this. They're just taking up way too much horizontal space, and I had quite a bit of vertical space. So I was like, let's go vertical. So I bought a rack from Home Depot. I literally shifted all my mining racks onto that, and then that was like the hub. It was the center. So all of my wiring, networking, power cables, video cables, everything is ran on the rear rails of that rack that you see right there. And I was really happy with it. It came out pretty good. The wiring I did in such a way that if I need to pull a wire out, I can actually pull it out with relative ease, and it looks nice and neat. I really am proud when it comes to my wiring and stuff. I like it to look neat. I don't like it to be all over the damn place. So yeah, I did reconfigure a few of the setups. I improved my fan setups. I was able to find stuff on sale, things of that sort, and I was able to take all the monitors from my old setup upstairs. So I'll throw up a picture of that soon. Actually, here it is now. And as you can see, I had quite a few monitors in that setup, and I bought them really cheap. So this was a perfect way for me to recycle the monitors for mining purposes and video purposes. I set it up in this way with the hopes that I would make video for it one day, never really thinking that the videos would gain traction and so many people would be watching and liking and commenting. Like I said, thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to a tiny channel like mine. I barely have any subscribers, and you guys are liking, commenting, and I love to help the community out as much as I can. So yeah, to make it cool, I threw in some LEDs, and that's basically it. After I completed that, there wasn't much more else to do except I built another rack, which I don't think I have video of, but I built another rack because more mining rigs are on the way. Oh, everybody asks how do I deal with the heat? Well, here you go. I cut holes out in the ceiling right there, and there's fans in them, and that sucks the hot air out of the room. So that's how come it stays cool in here. I also am having an AC put in the window and stuff like that. So that's how the heat is going to be dealt with this summer, instead of it just being crazy hot down here like it was last summer. Screw it, I might as well just go full on handheld here just to show you guys. I've got quite a few more GPUs here just laying around waiting to go into rigs. So a rig is going to be coming down there, so I am going to be making a video very soon about how to build a rig. So that's it for now. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys want to see any more mining content, stuff like that. I will be, like I said, I'll be trying to upload maybe every week and possibly bi-weekly, basically 2 times a week, maybe like a Monday Friday schedule. I don't know. I'm trying to work out the kinks with that. What day is today? Today's Thursday, so maybe a Thursday Tuesday schedule. I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully I can work out all the kinks and we can have an awesome schedule going on, so you guys can get more content about this, and the community can expand. So yeah, like I said, thank you very much. If you guys are interested in the car stuff, go check out my other channel. It's called No Regrets Garage, and all my car stuff's going to be on there. I'll throw up a picture of the car right now again if you guys are interested in that. And keep mining. I'll see you guys in the next one.